Hello guys, today I just want to start the video off with some positive energy and just hope all you out there are having a blessed day, and everyone that sees this video, I hope that your life is going great. And yeah, so today I just want to talk a little bit about last video, like go off that a little bit and talk a little bit more about consciousness and what actually it really is, at least in my opinion, and what I believe that consciousness is. So uh when you're born, we all get a name and we identify with this name. And my name is Daryl. From the day I was born, everyone's called me Daryl, and that's who I identify as. But in reality, we are more than that. We're like this soul that it is controlling, like a vessel. Like our bodies are our vessel that we get to use for feeling and having senses and stuff like that. But we're not actually, like, technically I am not Daryl. That's just a name that was given to me, obviously. And I feel like to have this experience, we come from like a higher, like we're all higher dimensional beings living like a temporary life. But in order to have this like temporary life, I feel like we take this, like, I don't know, it's like we take this like forgetful serum, and like we forget all about our higher self and our actual consciousness. So like what I mean by that is, as a higher dimensional being, we would have full consciousness. We would understand everything we do and the purpose behind everything we do. And then when we live this temporary life, it's like it's a little bit different, because our brains are activated with the consciousness of everyone. So like subconsciously, we're all in line together, and it's like the energy of the world develops our subconscious. And so like our subconscious, your subconscious, my subconscious, sends out brainwaves to the universe, and the universe sends those brainwaves back, saying, as in, like, if you subconsciously are programmed with like negative thoughts, you're sending out negative thoughts and emotions and feelings and behaviors, and then in return you're getting negative stuff back. And that's why some people's lives are so negative. That's why you feel like, bad things always happen to you, or you have bad luck, or the world sucks. Sometimes you start to feel that way, especially when everything's negative and you don't really have those positive thoughts or positive things happening to you. So like a big thing is that there's two consciousness in the vessel and your brain, pretty much. There's you, what you are. It's hard to explain, because there could be so many different things that you are. But what you are is just a soul inside your, I think we all technically are like our prefrontal cortex. That's our like conscious part of our brain. And then the rest of your brain is subconscious, which is all the things that you learn from when you're younger, when you're a child, going through, traumatic shit. A lot of people, like most of the people I met, everyone goes through traumatic shit. That all gets programmed in there. Breathing, writing, talking, all that is in there. you never actually really think about those things. I mean, you could think about breathing, and definitely opens your third eye a little bit when you start to consciously focus on your breathing and your thoughts. Um, so next thing I want to get onto is our higher selves. So if you think about, like, if you believe in like spiritual guides, or even like if you think about angels helping you, the biggest angel or spiritual guide you have is your higher self. So your higher self still exists even out of this dimension, like, and it'll lead you in the right path. You just gotta follow it a little bit, and it comes in different ways. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when I feel a lot of negative thoughts or emotions, my higher self will, be there and just give me that little bit of positive energy or motivation to stay positive in negative times. And that's like the biggest thing that my higher self helps with. Now, going into that is like, I feel like a big part of culture nowadays is getting away from religion, but God is a big part of how this world works. And many people believe in God, but not in the way that they should. It's like, you believe God's here, but then then we don't really want to trust him, like, in the way that we should. And I definitely had this problem before. It's very hard to just trust in a higher power and a higher just a higher power. It's hard. You gotta let go of a lot of things and just realize that everything is happening for a reason. And nowadays, with how the world is, it's hard to just believe that things happen for a reason. If a family member dies, you're not gonna be like, oh, happens for a reason. That's not the first instinct that comes to mind, and it shouldn't be. It hurts. That stuff definitely hurts deep down. It leaves scars, but at the end of the day, you just gotta think, like, it really does happen for a reason. And if you believe in a higher power, they're always going to the right place. Wherever they deserve to be, they made it. I promise you that. God will never let anyone that did the right thing go where they do not belong. And by that I mean like hell, or whatever you want to believe in. For afterlife, there's plenty of things. But that is the thing, is like, whatever you believe in, there is an eternity after this world. It just has to be that way, because there's no way, like, people might, a lot of people don't even think of this. Like, a lot of people avoid thinking of afterlife because it is a scary thought. Like, if everything was just dark, or what if nothing happens? The possibilities of that are so unlikely compared to everything else, that if you're thinking like that, you're just stressing yourself out for no reason, because that's probably not the case. And that being said, like, it's not the case, because energy is, everyone on this planet is just an energy. And energy can never be destroyed. It only could be created and redistributed, or whatever the actual like term is. But so technically, your being will always be somewhere, because yes, the vessel that you live in, or the body, or whatever you treat your body like, will technically decease. Like you will not ever be the person that you are today once you die. Yes, obviously. But your soul and your being will still always be alive. And I obviously don't know what the next life is like at all, but from having experiences of like higher dimensional feelings and consciousness, like, I'm not saying that I am that conscious, like I'm definitely still getting there, but you could activate these like levels of consciousness from just being enlightened, in things, and the feelings and the emotions and images that I see. It's like, it's different, because all this temporary things like feelings and emotions, they all go away. We don't have any of that. We're just spirits enjoying love and an eternity of peace, and joy. That's it. And that's really what life is supposed to be like here, but it just doesn't always turn out to be like that. And it's all within us. We have every ability to make the life we have here peaceful and joyful and all types of things. Like, we can make it into whatever we like. It's all about changing your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. And I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been reading this book about CBT therapy, and it's like cognitive behavioral therapy. It focuses on your thoughts equal your emotions, and then they transfer into your like behaviors. So it's just a cycle. It could also go, behaviors lead to you thinking you're a bad person, leading you to feel that you're a bad person. So it could go any way, but they all three definitely intertwine with each other.